My friends, brothers and sisters, God says, prepare your heart, because what is about to happen will not come through a phone call or a message. It will come to your door. When you least expect it, at a moment you may feel tired, uncertain, or waiting, heaven is arranging a divine interruption. This is not coincidence, this is confirmation. A surprise is on its way, and when it arrives, it will shift what you thought was delayed, restore what you believed was lost, and change everything you thought would never move. God says, do not ignore this moment. What you have been praying for is closer than you think. Heaven has already set the time and place. Someone is being moved toward you right now. You may feel ordinary, but something extraordinary is approaching. This is not luck, this is divine alignment. The delay was never denial. God was preparing both sides. Your tears were counted. Your patience was noticed. Your faith was tested but not wasted. The door you thought was closed is about to open. This visit will not look the way you imagined. It will arrive suddenly and everything will begin to change. God says you are not forgotten. Even in silence, He was working. While you waited, He was arranging people. While you doubted, He was building answers. The knock at your door represents more than a person. It represents a shift in seasons. What comes next will surprise your mind. It will stretch your faith. It will challenge your comfort zone. But it will confirm God's promise. You ask for change. Now change is coming in motion. This is not random timing. This is divine precision. Stay ready. God says stop assuming the worst. Not every unexpected knock brings trouble. Some bring blessings wrapped in mystery. Some bring opportunities disguised as interruptions. What is coming carries favor. It carries restoration. It carries answers you stopped expecting. This moment was planned long ago. Heaven remembers what earth delayed. Your breakthrough was never canceled. It was protected. The door represents access. Access to peace. Access to provision. Access to a new beginning. God says this surprise will challenge your perspective. It will not arrive according to your schedule. It will come when you least feel ready. That is how God works. He steps in when human strength ends. This moment will test your obedience. Will you open the door in faith? Or will fear hold you back? God does not send empty moments. Every divine visit carries purpose. This one carries direction. It carries confirmation. It carries a turning point. Trust the process. Trust the knock. God says you have been in preparation longer than you realize. Every delay refined you. Every disappointment shaped you. Every tear strengthened your spirit. Now comes the reward of endurance. The person approaching your door carries connection. They carry words that unlock doors. They carry resources you prayed for. They carry insight you lacked. This is not coincidence. This is covenant timing. God aligns people before blessings. Pay attention. Discern the moment. Your season is shifting. God says what is coming will answer silent prayers. Prayers you stopped speaking aloud. Prayers hidden in your heart. He heard them all. This surprise will restore your hope. It will renew your confidence. It will remind you who God is. Expect clarity where confusion lived. Expect peace where fear ruled. Expect provision where lack remained. The knock represents movement. Movement from waiting to receiving, from asking to witnessing, from believing to experiencing. Hold on. God says, do not measure this moment by appearance. Some blessings arrive humbly, some arrive quietly, but their impact is powerful. What seems small will grow quickly. What seems simple will multiply. God often uses unexpected messengers, people you never imagined, doors you never planned, paths you never considered. This visit will stretch your vision. It will expand your faith. It will challenge your comfort, but it will bless your future. Stay open. God says your past does not disqualify you. Your mistakes did not cancel the promise. Your weakness did not stop the plan. Grace carried you here. Mercy kept the door open. Now restoration is arriving. What was lost will be returned differently. What was broken will be rebuilt stronger. What was delayed will come suddenly. God redeems time. He restores years. This moment is proof that God finishes what he starts. Do not doubt now. Believe again. God says this knock will require a response. Blessings demand readiness. Opportunities require courage. Faith requires action. You cannot stay hidden forever. You cannot remain comfortable forever. Growth requires movement. God is inviting you forward into responsibility, forward into expansion, forward into purpose. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink. Trust God's leading. Open the door. God says this surprise will mark a new chapter. The old season is ending. The waiting is concluding. The breakthrough is beginning. What enters your life now will shape your future. It will shift your direction. It will redefine your expectations. God is faithful to his word. He never arrives late. He never forgets his people. This knock is confirmation of answered prayer, confirmation of divine favor, confirmation of purpose fulfilled. Your life is about to change. God says, remain alert in this season. Not everything important announces itself loudly. Some blessings arrive quietly. They come wrapped in humility. They knock softly but carry power. Do not underestimate small beginnings. What starts as a conversation can become destiny. What starts as help can become elevation. God moves through ordinary moments, yet his impact is extraordinary. This arrival will challenge your discernment. Listen more than you speak. Observe more than you react. God is revealing something new. Stay spiritually awake. God says you are stepping into answered prayer territory. What you prayed years ago is resurfacing, not because you reminded God, but because God never forgot you. This moment was waiting for maturity, waiting for strength, waiting for faith to grow roots. Now you are ready. The knock represents divine trust. God does not release blessings early. He releases them on time. This will confirm your growth. You are not who you used to be. You are prepared now. Receive with humility. God says your obedience unlocked this moment. Even when it hurt, you stayed faithful. Even when it was confusing, you trusted. Even when it was slow, you waited. Faith in silence is powerful. Endurance in darkness is noticed. Heaven rewards consistency. This surprise is evidence of spiritual discipline, evidence of trust under pressure. The door represents reward. Reward for staying when others quit. Reward for believing without proof. Your faith spoke loudly. God responded. God says, do not fear the unknown. This visit will not harm you. It will heal you. It will stretch you, not break you. God removes fear before blessing, because fear blocks favor. This is a safe transition, a guided step, a protected move. God is already ahead of you. He prepared the path. He softened the hearts involved. He removed hidden obstacles. Walk forward confidently. You are covered. God says this moment connects to purpose, not just comfort, not just relief, but assignment. What arrives carries responsibility. It will require wisdom. It will require prayer. It will require growth, but it will also bring fulfillment. Peace follows obedience. Joy follows purpose. God trusts you with this next step. He sees your potential. He sees your heart. Step into calling. God says some doors open through people. Some blessings come through relationships. This arrival is relational, a divine connection, a kingdom alignment. Not everyone is sent by God, but this one is. Pay attention to fruit. Pay attention to peace. God's messengers bring clarity. They do not bring confusion. They add strength. They add direction. This is divine networking. Value the connection. God says the waiting season taught you restraint. It taught you patience. It taught you wisdom. Now comes the release, but release requires balance. Do not rush ahead of God. Walk with Him. Move at His pace. This surprise unfolds in stages. Not everything arrives at once. Trust the process. Trust the timing. God reveals step by step. Clarity will increase daily. Remain grounded. God says your testimony is forming. What you walk through now will bless others later. This moment is not just for you. It is for impact, for influence, for encouragement. God turns private pain into public purpose. Your story will inspire faith. This arrival is part of the narrative, a turning chapter, where hope replaces heaviness, where faith becomes visible. God is writing carefully. Nothing is wasted. Everything is meaningful. God says expect resistance after revelation. Every breakthrough, do not be dischallenged, but do not be, resistance confirms importance. Opposition reveals value. If it was insignificant, it would be ignored. Stand firm, stay prayerful, remain humble. God fights for what He initiates. You are not alone. He stands with you. This door was God opened. No one can close it. Move forward boldly. God says this surprise brings alignment. Alignment of mind. Alignment of heart. Alignment of direction. Confusion will fade. Clarity will rise. God removes distractions before promotion. He refines focus. He sharpens vision. This season requires discipline. Guard your peace. Protect your faith. Not everyone will understand, but obedience matters more than approval. Stay aligned. God says abundance follows stewardship. What you do with this opportunity matters. How you handle this blessing matters. Faithfulness attracts increase. Integrity sustains favor. God is watching carefully, not to judge, but to reward. This is a testing season. Handled correctly, it leads to expansion. Handled wisely, it multiplies. Handled humbly, it lasts. God promotes character. Honor the gift. Honor the giver. God says, do not rush to explain everything. Some blessings speak for themselves. Let fruit speak. Let consistency speak. Let peace speak. You do not owe explanations. God validates what He sends. This door was not forced, it was favored. Remain silent when necessary. Remain focused always. God elevates quietly sometimes. Noise is not required. Growth is internal first. Trust the process. God says joy is returning to your home. Laughter will replace heaviness. Hope will replace worry. Peace will replace tension. This visit affects atmosphere. Your environment will shift. Your mindset will renew. God restores joy intentionally. Because joy strengthens faith. This surprise carries emotional healing. Not just external change, internal renewal is coming. God heals from the inside out. Expect lightness again. Expect joy. God says you are stepping into favor with people. Doors will open naturally. Support will appear unexpectedly. God touches hearts on your behalf. You will not need to manipulate. You will not need to beg. Favor speaks quietly but powerfully. This arrival reflects that favor. God is softening resistance, removing opposition, creating cooperation. You are walking under grace. Remain grateful. Remain humble. Favor increases through humility. God says this is not the end. It is the beginning, a starting point, a launch season. What begins here grows later. God plants seeds before harvest. This arrival is seed form. Nurture it, protect it, develop it with prayer. Growth takes time, but momentum has started. God honors beginnings. Stay committed. Greater is coming. God says, rest in assurance. You do not need to panic. You do not need to rush. You do not need to fear loss. What God gives is sustained by God. This surprise will not disappear suddenly. It will grow steadily, peacefully, purposefully. God brings stability with blessing, not chaos. Trust His character. He is consistent. He is faithful. He is present. God says your prayers aligned heaven and earth. Spiritual doors moved before physical doors opened. Battles were fought unseen. Victories were secured quietly. Now manifestation follows. The spiritual always comes first. This arrival is proof that prayer works, proof that faith endures, proof that God answers. Remain prayerful. Remain thankful. What God started spiritually, He completes naturally. Celebrate wisely. God says your identity is shifting. You are no longer just waiting. You are becoming responsible, becoming visible, becoming trusted. Growth changes identity. This season requires maturity. How you see yourself must change. Think higher, speak wiser, act intentionally. God is expanding your influence. Carry it carefully, carry it humbly. You are growing. God says protect what arrives. Not everyone needs access. Not every voice deserves attention. Wisdom guards blessings. Discernment preserves peace. This moment is sacred. Treat it carefully. Pray before decisions. Listen before reacting. God values intentional steps. You are entrusted now. Responsibility accompanies blessing. Handle it prayerfully. Handle it wisely. God is watching lovingly. God says your life will testify of His faithfulness. This knock will be remembered. This moment will be referenced. This surprise will mark history. You will look back and see alignment. You will see timing. You will see protection. God never fails His word. He fulfills promises completely. This chapter is sealed with purpose. Walk forward with gratitude. Walk forward with faith. Walk forward with confidence. God has gone before you. Your future is secure. God says this season will require spiritual sensitivity. Not every opportunity is loud. Not every blessing is obvious. Some require prayer to recognize. This knock may come disguised as help, disguised as responsibility, disguised as change, but within it is purpose. Ask God for discernment. Ask God for wisdom. He will guide your response. He will order your steps. Nothing about this moment is accidental. It is divinely guided. God says patience does not end here. It transforms. Waiting turns into stewardship. Hope turns into action. Faith turns into responsibility. This surprise is not magic. It is movement. God partners with obedience. He blesses effort aligned with Him. Stay consistent. Stay prayerful. Stay humble. Growth continues after arrival. Blessings mature through discipline. Remain faithful. God says your mindset must rise. You cannot carry new blessings with old thinking. Renew your mind daily. Speak life over this season. Do not allow fear to narrate. Do not let doubt dominate. God did not bring you this far to fail. He brought you to expand. Think with faith. Speak with authority. Act with wisdom. This door opens higher thinking, higher responsibility, higher calling. Rise mentally. God says some people will misunderstand this season. They may question the timing. They may question the change. But they did not walk your journey. They did not fight your battles. Approval from people is unnecessary. Obedience to God is essential. Stay focused on assignment. Stay aligned with heaven. God validates privately first. Public recognition follows later. Do not explain prematurely. Let God reveal in time. Your peace matters. Protect it. God says this arrival carries healing. Healing for wounds unseen. Healing for disappointments buried. Healing for hope deferred. This moment restores trust. Trust in God. Trust in yourself. Trust in purpose again. Healing brings clarity. Clarity brings confidence. Confidence fuels obedience. God heals before He elevates. Because wholeness sustains blessing. Expect emotional renewal. Expect inner strength. God says discipline will protect this blessing. Prayer keeps alignment. Wisdom keeps balance. Humility keeps favor. Success without discipline collapses. God trains before He promotes. Stay committed to growth. Stay grounded in truth. Avoid shortcuts. Avoid pride. Favor grows through faithfulness. This door opened by God must be maintained by obedience. Stay consistent. Stay teachable. God says expansion is coming gradually. Do not compare your pace. Do not rush your process. Every assignment has its rhythm. Every blessing has its timeline. God knows what you can carry. He releases in measure. Small now does not mean small later. Faithfulness multiplies capacity. Trust the progression. Celebrate small victories. They lead to greater ones. Growth is unfolding. Momentum is building. Stay encouraged. God says gratitude unlocks continuation. Do not overlook what arrived. Thankfulness keeps your heart soft. It keeps pride away. It keeps faith alive. Celebrate responsibly. Rejoice humbly. Acknowledgement invites increase. God honors grateful hearts. This moment deserves praise, not because it is perfect, but because it is purposeful. Thank God in advance. More is on the way. Gratitude prepares you. God says, guard your words carefully now. Words create atmosphere. They shape outcomes. Speak life over progress. Speak peace over uncertainty. Speak faith over fear. Do not sabotage with negativity. Your words must align with God's plan. This season requires verbal discipline. Declare God's promises daily. Faith grows through confession. Victory responds to belief. Your mouth is a gatekeeper. Use it wisely. Speak blessing. God says this is a defining season. What you choose now matters. What you prioritize now matters. This door represents transition. From preparation to manifestation. From prayer to action. From hope to reality. Walk forward intentionally. Walk forward prayerfully. God is with you. He goes before you. He stands beside you. He strengthens behind you. This surprise was sent by heaven. Your life will never be the same. God says, this is your confirmation. The knock you are sensing is real. Heaven has heard every prayer. Nothing you believed in faith was wasted. This moment marks a turning point. Do not look back in fear. Do not hesitate in doubt. Open the door with trust. Walk into what God prepared for you. What arrives now is covered by grace. It is sustained by purpose. It is guided by God's hand. Your waiting season is over. Your faith has been honored. And your new chapter begins now.